Imagine just drifting off to sleep. The room goes dark, and suddenly you step into a breathtaking world where the laws of physics literally do not apply. We're talking floating islands, waterfalls flowing upward, a sky absolutely packed with stars. Sounds like pure Hollywood magic, right? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into the fascinating, sometimes mysterious frontier of the human mind. We're going to explore the line between blockbuster fiction and actual documented science. Think about the cinematic dream worlds we've all seen over the last decade. A sharply dressed figure standing in front of a massive city where skyscrapers are literally bending up into the sky, folding over like a giant wave of concrete and glass. It's an incredibly seductive idea, isn't it? The thought that your mind is this ultimate sandbox, that you could actively hack into your own subconscious, map it out, and reshape it like clay. Pop culture paints this picture of the brain as a hard drive you can just reformat at will while you sleep, building parallel realities with perfect mind-bending precision. But this brings us to the million-dollar question. Can dreams really be controlled? I want you to think about your own nighttime experiences for a second. Have you ever been in the middle of something totally bizarre? Like, I don't know, showing up to a test you didn't study for, or suddenly flying over a surreal landscape, and out of nowhere, a little voice in the back of your head whispers, "Wait a minute, this isn't real." Are we just totally passive passengers trapped in whatever random story our firing neurons decide to tell? Or can we actually grab the steering wheel? Well, did the movies actually get it right? Surprisingly, yeah, in some ways they kinda did. The expectation that Hollywood made all this up out of thin air isn't entirely true. There is a deeply planted seed of scientific truth sitting right in the middle of that blockbuster fiction. The idea of waking up inside your own dream, that's not just a clever plot device designed to sell popcorn, it's rooted in something very real. But exactly how much is fact and how much is just good screenwriting? That is what we're going to unpack. Section 1. Inception versus reality, the cinematic illusion. So in the movies, dreamers operate with incredible precision. They navigate dreams with architectural blueprints, synchronized stopwatches, and exact, rigid rules. They can dictate the weather or control the layout of a street down to the type of asphalt. But in real life, the phenomenon is way more about simple awareness and, occasionally influencing what happens. Notice the immense nuance there. Once you realize you're dreaming, you might be able to nudge the story, maybe deciding to fly instead of walk, or turning a nightmare into something more pleasant. It's a super fluid, deeply unpredictable reality. Your subconscious is still heavily involved, meaning the dream environment can shift totally unexpectedly or simply dissolve and wake you up completely. Section 2. Defining lucid dreaming, the real-world counterpart. Enter lucid dreaming. This is formally defined as a state where you become aware that you're dreaming and can sometimes influence what happens. And I really want to emphasize this. It's not folklore or an internet myth. It is meticulously documented neurobiology. If you were to look at a modern neuroscience lab right now, looking at animated brain activity and glowing neural pathways, you'd see this typically happens during REM sleep. Normally, the logic and self-awareness part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, is asleep. That's why talking to a dog in a dream feels totally normal. But in a lucid dream, scans show that specific area essentially wakes up, surging with gamma wave activity. Your body is completely paralyzed so you don't act out your dreams, but your conscious mind miraculously boots up inside the dream space. Section 3. The scientific reality check. Setting the boundaries. Okay, so science fully validates that lucid dreaming is a real phenomenon. We have the EEG readings and sleep lab studies to prove it. But we have to draw a hard line when it comes to the more fantastical movie elements. Sharing dreams with others? Yeah, that is not supported by scientific evidence. There is absolutely zero proof that you can hook up some IV lines and synchronize your brainwaves to jump into your friend's subconscious. The human brain is a closed system, and mathematically building massive permanent dream worlds? Also biologically impossible. Your brain simply doesn't have the capacity to act like architectural rendering software while you're in REM sleep. The dream space is driven by emotional processing, not exact physics. So, what's the bottom line here? As the dream slowly fades and you wake up, we know that lucid dreaming is a documented reality. Dream sharing remains science fiction. You might not be able to invite your friends into your mind for a spectacular subconscious heist, but the verified fact that a part of your logical mind can turn on while your body is fast asleep, that is nothing short of incredible. So the next time you drift off to sleep and find yourself in a bizarre, impossible world, ask yourself,